all of a sudden she's not what she turns out to be. So it sounds like wow, that sounds like someone doing like some Gillian Flynn shit right there. Which she only has 3, so I want something else like it. So
her books are good.
The King said it's good. So
yeah, he's on a pretty good hot streak. I enjoyed The Troop a lot.
The Troop was fantastic. Yeah, glad you listening to him and not me earlier on. I said it was good back in the summer.
Busted.
No, but it was really good. Yeah, it was such a perfect God. I want that movie from in my childhood though.
Yeah,
I want that movie in the 80s.
I know,
because that's what it really felt like.
We're live streaming, so I just decided to see how the bandwidth is doing. It's doing okay, so we're live, so don't impugn North Korea or anything while we're waiting.
I do that
on a daily basis. Yeah,
I tweet that all the time. So I'm on their watch list.
Messed up, everybody, all of America. North Korea watch list.
You ruined Christmas, North Korea.
My thing is I hate what the people gave into them and all that shit.
Yeah, but
I'm kind of okay that I don't have to see the interview now.
It just took your movie load for the holidays down.
And the thing is, I probably would have liked it. I liked the previews; it looked kind of funny, but I was like, oh, that's one movie I won't have to see. Good, and that was the way I kind of ended up looking at it.
The Art House Convergence, which is a bunch of independent art house cinemas across the country, like the Belcourt in Nashville and stuff like that, are trying to get it to show.
Sony's saying they're going to show it now, but I don't know. That whole insurance argument's pretty.
My thing is, I kept thinking of is the people who hacked into Sony must have some other damning something that at Sony's like, we won't show it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's literally the producers. They made such a shitty movie they're having to collect the insurance on it.
I think North Korea's internet's down today based on an anonymous DDoS attack. So anyway,
so Anonymous is now taking on North Korea. Good luck or good job. I'm not even sure what to say there.
They need to punch their weight. We'll see if they can hang with North Korea.
Seriously.
All right. Cool. You guys ready to begin?
Yeah.
Let's do this. I'm going to start the theme in just a momentito.
Let's do this like Brutus.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
It's a reference to something. I can't even place it now.
It's an allusion, Brian.
Allusions.
I feel like Homestar Runner used it somewhere weird because I feel like the guy who said it with like a weird lisp or something when I heard it. So I feel like it's Homestar Runner maybe. But
that's racist.
I don't think so.
Let's do this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the HorrorBull Podcast. In '69, I was 17, called The Road My Own. I'm Brian.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Drew.
God.
Every week now.
I don't want to. I don't want to acknowledge it because I want everyone to just think it's like the porn frame that's in Fight Club. People go like, "What was that?" Never mind. If we don't acknowledge it, they may think they're crazy.
Did he just reference Jackson Brown this week?
Oh, so yeah, the HorrorBull Podcast. How's it going?
Three different places this week.
I know. So there will be some jumping around. You guys can easily fit into frame now.
Nice.
It's true.
But you're both wearing red shirts, so I feel like I should go change into a red shirt to confuse everybody.
It's just Avengers, and it's pretty lame.
You're both in red shirts. I should wear a green one, so it's our Christmas episode.
Oh yeah, you should have. But now you have a very wintry sweater. I do. You're chilly in your room there.
Yeah, it's cold. This room is cold. My girlfriend really likes for the house to be icy cold. Like she will.
Just like the opposite of anyone else's girlfriend.
I know. She turns it off, and then I'll come home and it'll be 53 degrees in the house. I'm like, I have to turn on the heat. I'm sorry, we have a fireplace, but this is not like human beings do.
That sounds amazing because Nicole keeps this house at least 95 degrees.
That's terrible.
How is drive? When you guys drive, is it a constant battle over the temperature in the car?
No. Usually I just fold. I'm just like, whatever you want, I'm fine.
She wants to keep it cold.
I just shiver. I bring a jacket everywhere I go.
I usually I have to basically strip down to short, like my underpants and a t-shirt because Nicole's over there with a bundled up at the heat on high. So I had to get the heat replaced on my Jeep last winter. The heating core because it was not blowing out hot air. Now it blows out the air like the heats of hell. So she's got that on high, and I'm over there, and she's like, "Well, next time just go naked." I'm like, "Can you just give me bring a blanket?" Jesus.
I like to think that she burned out your heat.
I mean, first of all, it's a Jeep, so it doesn't have it doesn't have a lot of insulation on the top as it is. Right. But still, it's like today I had the window cracked, no jacket on, driving, probably 30 degrees. God, it felt good.
Yeah. She makes you be like Ace Ventura when he's trapped in the rhino in Ace Ventura 2. Like,
that's exactly.
Stripping down.
That's a very similar, a very
apropos.
Yes, there's the word I was looking for. Hey, guys, we're the HorrorBull Podcast on Twitter. Follow us on social media, HorrorBullPcast. Also, we're the HorrorBull Podcast. That's HorrorBull.
No, HorrorBull.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah,
HorrorBull. You can probably spell horror. Brian can't, so just spell horror.
HorrorBull.
Well, I didn't know it was a fucking spelling contest. So,
well, just Google it.
Yeah. You know also,
if we're also live streaming right now on Ustream, so I've pulled up the frame for our logo. If it's a bull lady with 3 eyes or 3 yellow orbs, that's us. So,
and if you want to go see the rest of her, she's on the Twitter page and she's having her period.
I love that you feel that you have to say that every week.
Well, there's nothing quite gross as a woman's time of the month, so.
That's Brian of the HorrorBull Podcast.
From Moonblood.
Oh, that is one of my
which is apropos
from South Park. The movie was when Mr. Garrison said, "I'm sorry, Wendy, I don't trust anything that bleeds for 7 days and doesn't die."
And Moonblood is apropos for our movie tonight. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Unless I watched the wrong movie, which I was afraid I would have done this time.
I watched Silver Bullet, apparently.
There's a lot of similarity to Silver Bullet in this movie.
I was hoping that I would be the only one to catch that, but I know.
Oh, you thought that 2 other guys who are also into horror would catch?
I wanted something. For myself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like
Bubba
Hotep meets Silver Bullet. That's what I was thinking. Bubba Hotep or Cocoon meets Silver Bullet.
I thought it was actually more like Psycho the Werewolf, which is what Silver Bullet is based on.
Shut up.
By the way, the movie we watched is Late Phases.
Yes.
Which I love that title after seeing the movie. It made so much more sense.
It's such a great title for a movie.
Except it's called Late Phases. Night of the Lone Wolf.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Yeah. Is that an alternate title or is that is that the full title? Late Phases :
I'm not sure, but on the movie that when it popped up as I was watching, it said Night of the Lone Wolf.
It said on IMDb it just says Late Phases.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was too. Directed by Adrian Garcia Bogliano.
Bogliano, yeah.
ABCs of Death and another film that we talked about, Here Comes the Devil.
Yeah, Here Comes the Devil. One of
Late Phases, our second werewolf movie.
What was the first one?
Monster Dog.
Oh yeah, I guess that counts. That totally counts. Episode 5, I think, or maybe 10 or something. Yeah, man, I found this to be a way more mature and no pun intended there movie than Here Comes the Devil. I liked Here Comes the Devil; it was fine, but that movie was weird. This movie is a solid. This feels like Jack Ketchum wrote it or something. Well,
and that's the difference too. Is Bogliano didn't write this one; Eric Stoltz did, but not Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz.
Yeah, it's like yes. It's like what? Oh yeah. Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz wrote it. Stoltz.
I did that twice when I saw the name. Though I was like, Eric Stoltz. What?
I know. I had to click on IMDb twice, and over the 2 days I watched it and be like, "Oh, it's not right. It's not Eric Stoltz."
No, it's not the same person.
Yeah, I knew the spelling was wrong, but it just, it was funny.
Also, produced by Larry Fessenden,
and he's like the first face you see. Yeah,
yeah.
His Glass Eye Picks production company.
My girl Kate asked me if any famous people were in this movie. I was like, Larry Fessenden.
all of them. It is one of the most. If you look at the filmography, it is a cast of people that you know them. Ginger from Gilligan's Island.
Yeah,
that's right.
Karen Lynn Gorney from Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
Did you not tell Kate about her dream man?
No, I said Ethan Embry was the first person I said, but
did she freak out?
Yeah. Yes. Of course she did. Not enough to watch the movie though.
Oh.
Lance Guest, the Last Starfighter in Halloween 2.
That's
yes.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course Tom Noonan. I mean,
Tom Noonan is amazing. Tom Noonan is the best. I wish Tom Noonan were in every movie we watched.
I wish he was just in every movie ever.
He gave a lot of. I mean, I guess I'm jumping ahead, but he gave a lot of weight to that character who could have just been kind of one dimensional. I felt like, especially when the scene where they were talking about Vietnam felt very, very real. But anyway, Late Phases is a star-studded cast movie. That it's basically a remake of Silver Bullet, but like if everybody in that movie grew up and then moved into an old folks' home. And the disability isn't a wheelchair; it's blindness. Yes, yeah, and yeah. I mean, that's it. I guess that's it. But I don't know. I do like this movie because it's not just it's a straightforward horror movie, but it's also like more of a drama, and it also I like when movies it's not just like a person who does this, that they manage to work in something interesting about the character, and Nick Damici was some amazing acting in this flick. How is he not more known? Like I'm not even saying, like, my thing with him is like there are a lot of these smaller actors that we've latched onto over the years. Larry Fessenden. This is a guy that I wouldn't know if we hadn't done Stakeland, and then but after watching Stakeland, we paid attention to him these other things. But where did he come from? He's really, really good. He's fantastic. Even he's a great actor. It was impossible not to just relish every second he was on screen in this movie. Yeah. Like whenever other characters showed up, I was like, let's get back to Damici. Let's get him staring. Ambrose. I know, Ambrose McKinley. So he's named after Ambrose Bierce and William F. McKinley, who got shot. So also just a miserable son of a bitch in this movie just too. A miserable. I don't think Johnny would our mutual friend would mind me saying he's kind of like his dad. Like a Vietnam vet. Anyway, so I thought that it was going to be more of a like werewolf hunts down senior citizen community flick, but it's really not that at all. It sets it up like that because it kind of jumps into the werewolf stuff right off the bat. I mean, we're like 10-15 minutes in the movie and some strange stuff happens, but then it kind of like it pulls back a little bit, and I really love the pacing of the movie. Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought it was interesting. I mean, there was no attempt to set up any mystery. No. Like you said there. I mean, it was pretty much just like, that's a fucking werewolf attacking people. There's no, maybe it's something else. It's like, no, that's just a fucking werewolf. And I was really confused because I didn't know where we were going with it. I actually thought, especially when you set him up as being blind, I totally figured he was going to get bitten early on and have like a wolf thing, and then all of a sudden he's almost rejuvenated as the film goes on and having to deal with that. That was where I was anticipating him going. Blindness to be a joke, like he's like I could see the whole time, you sons of bitches. It's a really mordant movie though. I mean, it starts with him picking out a headstone. So like almost immediately I felt like, oh, he's not going to survive. I mean, the first scene is him picking out a headstone. So he's not going to survive whatever happens here. So I kind of was preparing myself for his eventual death. But I mean, even to that point, I mean, it's even fitting. I mean, he's a character set up for that. I mean, he's seeking death even to some degree when he talks with Tom Noonan's priest at times, and he's trying to figure things out. Sorry, what? No, I was just saying not being religious and just sort of like eschewing all of that, but in a really badass way. Like whenever I talk about not being religious, people are like, "Oh yeah, of course, weirdo." But he's like, "I'm not religious." Everybody's like, "I can respect that. That sounds fine. That's cool." Like he wants to be in the South. Yeah, that's true. Where was it set? Do you have any idea? I don't have any idea. It's shot in New York. So it felt like Florida, but I guess that's because that's that way. But that's just retirement communities, right. I think.
I feel like the religion would have been a bigger deal if it was.
True. Did anybody else get a Charles Bronson vibe from Nick Damici in this flick?
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't think about it till you said it, but as soon as you said it, it was like, yes.
yeah, like he totally has a Charles Bronson vibe going. Like he even looks like Charles Bronson now.
Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, now thinking about it, he probably always has that, and I just hadn't thought about it until you just vocalized. It's like, oh yeah, that's
well,
it.
Not necessarily like Stakeland. I thought he looked more like Tig from Sons of Anarchy. Like that's who I was thinking in that. But here this dude's got some range. As far as actors, I feel like we need to pay more attention to. Nick Damici, somebody I'd like to go back into his catalog and watch more of his movies.
Well, I mean, I think that's one reason we came to this movie is when you had mentioned it, Brian, and I looked at the filmography, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh wait, it's Damici and Ethan
Fessenden, Ethan Embry.
Yeah, I was about to say Ethan Randall for a second. I couldn't remember which one he actually was going by now. But Damici was the big selling point. It's like, oh yeah, Nick Damici in this. Can we watch this?
Also, this movie reminds me of like an 80s horror movie, and we've been watching a lot of really good movies recently, but I kind of wanted, I don't know, like whatever this movie was offering, that's what I've been looking for. So I'm really glad to have this particular flick happen. It felt like a horror movie. It had a great mood and tone, and I loved everything about the way it was set up and shots, that sort of like desaturated I don't know, lens they were using, but it was a great looking movie. It was really well paced. I say this almost every week because we've been on a hot streak, but this is like my favorite movie we've done. It's amazing. Wow. It's right up there.
I liked it a lot. That's not where I stand on it. I did like it a lot. I don't have a lot of bad things to say. I feel stronger about other things.
Yeah.
As far as positive stuff goes, but I mean, no. But I did think it was fantastic. I did really like it. I just didn't really love the werewolf stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's probably the weakest thing to me. I was trying to figure out what other movie I would have liked to have seen the rest of it built around horror wise, because I like the idea of it.
They look like critters. The faces look like the things from Critters. If you remember that.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I just loved it. Like it reminded me.
Like it though, yeah.
It reminded me of Red. It reminded me of the Jack Ketchum novel Red. And Nick Damici's. It was a master class in just like asshole acting. Just like he was David Caruso from Jade the entire time.
I was just about to say that.
But I mean, it does make me. I mean, yeah, no. I mean, it makes me think and wonder like what. I don't know what I would have wanted that would have been the frame around which I would have rather had Ambrose. I don't know. Maybe I think maybe you brought Bronson into it. I think maybe something more Death Wishes, like maybe some sort of awful like rape, murder, revenge thing, like someone like
you've just been listening to Serial.
But like around this like retirement home.
Yeah.
And then he comes in and moves in and finds us out, and goes into like that that Bronson-y Death Wish mode to get kind of revenge. I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I just really
I like the movie. I liked it a lot. Yeah.
No, I just really liked. I think that what I enjoy is movies that have a great setup that then are able to pull out dread. Like the werewolf stuff was cool. It was fine. I agree that that's probably the weakest part of the movie, but the strength of it far outweighs it. Like the scenes of him just sort of like stewing over all of this. You can see him thinking, like when he's digging the grave for the dog, and like
it took him forever.
I know.
Yeah.
Probably
I was thinking, I was like, I know what that smells like, and that shit is not pleasant.
It is rank. So, I guess the basic premise is just that Nick Damici's character, Ambrose, moves into a retirement community. He's a blind Vietnam vet.
His wife just died. Is that what the dude?
I think so, because that comes up later.
Yeah, and so he has no one to care for him now. I guess he
doesn't get along with Ethan Embry's character. Will, I think, is his name.
Will, no.
And so he moves into a retirement community with his seeing eye dog, and immediately gets attacked by a werewolf. Like we're talking like night of.
Immediately gets attacked by Karen Lynn Gorney, and then she gets attacked by a werewolf.
Right. Well, he seemed to be digging on whatever she was putting out.
The smell. He liked her smell.
So so he gets attacked almost immediately by a werewolf, and then he's ready to go. Like I love that it happens, and then someone's like, "Oh yeah, it's a full moon," and you just see the look on his face. Like there should have been, like if it were a movie from the 70s, it would have like zoomed in on his face, like close up, like. Duh! because
that
you
weird,
knew
blind, like cross-eye.
Yeah, so like yes, he was ready to go for the next month, and then it just becomes like Red, the Jack Ketchum novel about the guy whose dog gets killed and then he plots revenge.
Yeah, he's kind of angry the werewolf killed his dog, which that werewolf really didn't like dogs.
No, didn't.
It
Very
seemed
angry.
Religious person.
It caused a reaction in a lot of dogs. Well, as obviously as Lance guessed, has a fucking mulching box full of
dogs.
Yeah.
They had he has a chicken burner in the backyard. He's just constantly smoking dead animals, like slowly. It's like, oh, I guess I'll just do
Where
this.
did he live that no one noticed that?
And he wasn't.
It smell good.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. Everyone seemed to be off the beaten path in this flick.
Yeah.
Well, I had put it down here at this one point. It's like, man, they are literally putting these old people out to pasture.
I know. It feels like that. They're
Like,
living.
let's just shove them to the far edge of the city. The city just ends, and that's where the woods begin.
It just seems weird that you would
That's
do
where you
that
put the
where
old people.
ambulances need to go. Like ambulances need to get their stat, and yet they can't.
And they're there a lot.
Well, I
You
mean,
have to
they.
bus them to church.
Yeah, I mean that's a
take
long
them
ass
to
drive.
church.
Yeah, well, it's like, if you're
Take them to church.
Thank you.
Oh God, shut it. If you're a slumlord and you're strategically placing an old folks home near a werewolf's as good a place as any, I think.
A werewolf sanctuary.
We'll have fewer high turnover rate. Even higher than normal. This is like hospice care almost.
Right.
Like I didn't even consider late phases. Oh, it's a werewolf movie. I didn't even realize till the movie started. When as soon as you get to the retirement home, I'm like, oh, late phases. Oh yeah, I like it.
I think werewolf as a character is underserved too. Like zombies, I love zombies as much as anyone. In fact, I will probably have a zombie poster up for next week's podcast. But I love zombies, but I am so sick to death of zombies as a construct for a movie, like a conceit for a movie. It was refreshing to have like what have we done recently? Like what kind of horror movies have we done recently? Like
kind of psychological.
Occult, psychological occult.
Tusk was like
Tusk was a monster movie, a Frankenstein.
What was? Yeah,
Tusk is more a body horror in the vein of Cronenberg and Human Centipede.
Yeah. So
Body
like
horror. That's what I wake up with every morning.
you're like, oh my God, I'm me.
Oh Christ!
It's still me. I do the same thing.
Oh, it's a mirror.
I think it's an interesting point. And that's the problem with werewolves. Werewolves are a lot harder to do than
high effects.
Zombies. To do them well, zombies are cheap and easy
because they can just look apart.
Yeah, you can just pour red paint on somebody. Like, oh, it's a zombie. Just stumble around.
But there's so much more. I won't say more, but there's so much depth that you can get from a really good werewolf story that really deals with like the connotations of someone who's human most of the time and then isn't. So are they bad? Like sometimes people make them where they're like bad when they're human, and then some people make them where they're just bad when they're werewolves. And all. It's an interesting idea. And
this is more of a Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna sit there and say. But it's rare. The really good werewolf movies, recent ones are rare. I still feel like
Twilight.
I could. Well, obviously, yeah. I feel like I put them on, count them off on one hand, pretty much. Like Ginger Snaps, which is 2000.
Yeah.
Underworld
was really good. No,
those. They
Dog
had
Soldiers was really good.
The lycanthropy.
And that's the thing.
I've actually listed
tough.
my good werewolf films. I have Teen Wolf, Silver Bullet, Dog Soldiers, The Howling, Ginger Snaps, and American Werewolf in London.
And those are. It's hard to beat American Werewolf in
No, I don't mean
No,
Paris.
you don't mean Paris.
No, you don't mean Paris.
Connection, American Werewolf in Paris starred the guy who looks like Tom Hanks, who was also in That Thing You Do with Ethan Embry, who played TV Blair. Boom.
What?
Yeah, Connection.
Julie Delpy.
Yeah, Julie Delpy. I love this movie. I wish there were more werewolf. I do think that it's difficult to pull off a good transition, but I think this transition one was as good as any. Like I like that like it panned away for a second for like I guess to give them a cut to be able to change effects. I thought that was a really nice way of doing that because you see Tom Noonan freaking out and then you pan back to the guy changing, and that was awesome. I thought it was a really believable. I guess believable is a relative term, but it was a really awesome changing.
I think it was a good transformation. Except that I always have whenever we have a werewolf movie, they are always so caught off guard by their actual transformation. That look on their face,
this is happening
when they look at it.
It's got to be painful. It's got to be painful. I mean, he pulled a Freddy in Nightmare on Elm Street 2 when he changed. Like, he opened his mouth and then the werewolf, like, tore his face off and the werewolf popped out. That was really good. It was awesome. I couldn't tell where the edit was in that. And that's usually, it's pretty easy to tell in that sort of stuff, but it was pretty awesome.
And I loved it. The transformation was better than the actual werewolf. Yeah,
the werewolves look like critters. I think that too, but, I guess... You always want to try to do something a little different than your predecessors. They look different than other ones, but yeah.
But their whole overall like movement stuff was pretty decent. Like the scenes where they were down on all fours running through the streets.
Yeah,
I liked that. I don't think Drew liked it.
No, I'm just sitting there thinking, werewolf movement is easily the weakest thing that Monster Squad had. But I think of the worst movie where, like, the costume they had, like, he had to, like, look around, like, he had to turn his whole body.
He had to turn, like, his entire body. Yeah, Cousin Rico. He had to turn, like, his entire body for him to move around.
It was the worst. Actually, the worst in that sense.
I think it was the pants. I don't think it was the costume. I think it was the tight pants that made him. Also, that relates to our email address, wolfmansgotnards at thehorriblepodcast.com. You can email us there and ask us questions about horror movies. Thank you. So anyway, I was really impressed with just the way. I mean, I'm gonna keep going, like hammering home this idea of like how well this movie was paced, and like each scene seemed to matter. And it didn't waste a lot of movement. You know what I mean? Like, it was very slowly paced, but it didn't waste... I don't feel like it wasted a scene. I love the scene where he goes to visit. Yeah. Like, he gets the mailman... Like, the scene with the mailman and the fried chicken was both hilarious and poignant. Like, when he gets the post office guy to lead him to where the blood ends, and then he goes in the house and then almost... kills Larry from The Big Lebowski. Yeah, it was a very Big Lebowski-esque scene there.
And I've yet to really understand what an iron lung... What do you do once you're in an iron lung?
That's it? You just survive?
It breathes for you.
Right, but then
at that
point...
You're a vegetable, right?
I was going to say I'm surprised you haven't watched The Sessions yet, because Helen Hunt's naked in it a lot. But I didn't realize that you also just apparently watched Inside Man. What year are you in, Brian?
It was on HBO yesterday.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just like
seen it at all.
No, I love that movie. I've seen it plenty of times.
Okay, I thought you were just
tweeting about it like it was the first time you'd seen it. Like, you thought it was like revolutionary.
Spike Lee's Inside Man is a pretty great film, and Jodie Foster.
It is. It's just a weird thing to say. It's like if I said like, I really love Panic Room, and I think Jodie Foster is amazing. Like, you wouldn't just say I wouldn't just say that on Twitter.
I'm sorry. Maybe I should run my tweets by you now.
I think you should.
I really do. I was just trying to figure out why you were just watching Inside Man.
I know.
I enjoy.
He's got to hit it. I've got to get that. That's on my list.
I enjoy Terrence Blanchard's score. I enjoy Clive Owen's performance. I do think Jodie Foster looks pretty amazing in that movie.
Yeah, she's great.
It's great.
It's a good movie. I'm not saying it's bad.
I go back and revisit things.
It's just like a weird choice.
Maybe I should start a podcast where I go back and do retro gaming.
No, like I just think it's weird
to bitches.
I just think it's weird. Like to pick Inside Man as the movie that you're going to tweet about. It's fine. Like, it's a good movie. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it's a weird choice.
What are your thoughts? Like, man, Brian should really tweet about some more movies before going to Inside Man.
Yes, kind of. Like,
I was just up to this.
The way it was worded was like, we'd never seen it before, and like it was this great movie. You're like, oh my gosh, Inside Man is so good, and I agreed with all that. I just, in my mind, it was funny because I was like, why is he just now seeing Inside Man? That was where I was.
It was also so oddly like earnest and not sarcastic, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
where is this? Because I expect you to be like, man, this movie Inside Man is awesome. And
I
then
like to be
weird sex
Foster's
joke.
hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Brian.
You guys don't know me at all, do you?
This was the left of center podcast. Right of center. Left of center, right of center podcast.
Until
my inside man tweet.
until I was like, well, he's a few years behind.
I can't. Yeah.
The tweet that changed the world.
Are you going to tweet about Girl 6 next?
Yes. Probably
I'm trying to think. I mean, there are lots of equivalents of movies where you're like, man, that movie's good, but I don't know that I should be like, if I were like, man, that Seabiscuit was a really
hashtag best movie ever.
See, that's different because there would be a reason for that. But if I were like, that Seabiscuit movie is pretty good, I like horses, it would be like, it's a good movie, but why would I choose? Like, I really enjoyed Tobey Maguire in Seabiscuit.
Gary Ross's Pleasantville is awesome.
Exactly. Anyway,
that movie was made in 2006.
I know.
I'm oddly weirded out by how old that movie is.
I thought that you had just gotten to Inside Man, and I was like, wow, is he just doing Spike Lee's filmography now? Maybe that's what he's doing. He's just a little behind. You've seen Old Boy, right?
The remake?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
I hadn't either. We should do that, I guess.
Maybe we should do that. We haven't seen it. Yeah.
What was the joke going to be if I had?
Nothing.
Seen Old Boy? No, I was just wondering.
I would.
Well, the joke was that you had already got
all of Spike Lee's movies.
Yeah, that you were that caught up, but you hadn't seen Inside Man.
If I'd have said, "Man, do the right things," so relevant these days. Hashtag.
Yeah, that would work. That actually would be more apropos.
Jesus,
she's so crazy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You hate me.
I would even say like Miracle at St. Anna. I would be like, I don't know why he's watching that at this point. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I would definitely watch Inside Man over Miracle at St. Anna.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
All right, so where is our
Spike Lee podcast?
Check out our Spike Lee podcast.
Three white guys talking about Spike Lee. That's not going to go. That's not going to go badly at some point.
What? I mean, if Michael Rappaport and his two brothers were on it, that might work. He was in a lot of Spike Lee movies. So I don't know what our entree back into late phases is here. Like, he's burying the dog and he's creeping everybody out. Okay, so the church stuff is interesting to me. I really love those scenes, and I loved Tom Noonan as Father Charlie. What was his name? I can't remember his name, but he was really...
Beard smells like cigarette smoke.
Father Roger. That's where we get our real red herring, is that we are supposed to believe that Tom Noonan is like, as in Silver Bullet, I was like, oh, it can't be the priest. They can't silver bullet us, right?
And I got surprised. I wasn't sure, like, that bothered me to a little extent. It's like, are you really going to go with the preacher? The priest is the suspect? Really? We've already got that. We've seen that before.
We've seen that movie. Well, I mean, Tom Noonan, and the red herring is so bizarre and plays into blind stereotypes that their other senses are more heightened, and so he could smell the cigarettes. So that's why he thinks that he's the werewolf, is because he can smell the cigarettes on him, and he smells them. I guess he smells them later, or smells. But what he's actually smelling is the assistant.
You later.
Exactly. He does smell you later. But what he's actually smelling is the assistant, right? The other guy. What is that guy's name again?
Well, the actor's Lance Guest. I can't remember his name in the movie.
Griffin.
Dunn?
Griffin. Yes. Griffin McElroy. So he's actually smelling the assistant.
These names are probably a bit overwritten.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ambrose. I really like that, but
Ambrose McKinley, Griffin McElroy. It's like,
no, Griffin McElroy is the name of a podcaster I know.
Okay.
I don't know, but I listen to.
Makes you feel better. Okay.
No, that's not it. No, that's
you just gotcha.
That's a real person. That's where reality is weirder than fiction. Griffin McElroy. So the church scenes were really poignant, especially when someone talks about Vietnam, and I like that. And Tom Noonan doesn't, like, they don't do the over serious thing like, Vietnam, man, what a shit house, or whatever people say.
I was there when Saigon fell.
I was there. Like,
the character from Saturday Night Live with the puppet. What's his name? Who does it?
I don't remember.
Oh shit! Fuck it.
Think about it. But Tom Noonan, when he's talking about his brother coming back, they even have a laugh about, like, people whose family come back from wars. They don't always speak about it in such, like, grim tones. Like, my brother went to Nam. He was never like Tom Noonan laughs about like, oh, he came back screaming, and he like it was an oddly human moment. And I think this movie's filled with those kinds of like, for lack of a better word, like real like human touches.
Get a little of the human touch.
I knew that as soon as I said that it was gonna.
Hey, you got
fine.
tweets?
It's fine.
You want tweets you want to send out, Brian?
Huh?
Tweet about anything else right now?
What are you talking about?
I have no
You
idea.
just tweeted about your Inside Man stuff.
I didn't know. I did not do that.
Yes, you did. I just got it on my phone.
I was doing it earlier.
It
It was a freak.
No, you just did.
So anyway, the stuff with Tom Noonan's great, and you are led to believe that it's the priest. I don't know that I actually ever believed it because I was like, certainly that's not it.
It wasn't. That was the thing. I was like,
Yeah, I
didn't. Don't go that way.
But at the same time, at that point, I didn't think it was the other. I didn't think it was Lance Guest or whatever. Griffin. I didn't think it was Griffin who was the killer werewolf, whatever. But I think after those scenes, we have a couple more of him like interacting with Ethan Embry's character Will and the wife, which I kind of like, where she's really out of touch and totally not the sort of person he would get along with because she's
You're out of touch.
Because you're out of touch. Because she tries to placate him by saying like to be helpful, and he doesn't want that. Like he doesn't want help. He wants you to leave him alone. Where she's like, I hear that they have these microwaves that can speak, and he's just like, oh God, like his reaction of basically everything everyone else is like, oh God damn it, I'm not a cripple. Like that's his response to everything.
Admiral Akbar.
I know. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. So yeah, but it's great. It's still great. It's still great acting. But yeah, that's his reaction to the wife, who's just like, she doesn't seemingly want anything, but I don't like, what is her angle? Because she's always like, oh, he's gonna lose his money. I guess she's just concerned like a normal human being, but she's kind of portrayed like, oh, she can't let a real man be, which is kind of like whatever about this movie. I don't know. That's just a random thought.
I think she was just a fairly,
shrug. I think your shrug says it all.
I mean, she's just supposed to be that foil to the daughter-in-law who just she's nice. She's not bad. She just doesn't get him kind of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's it.
Yeah.
She didn't have a dad who went to Vietnam and came back ruined essentially, and so she didn't get it.
I can sympathize with that. Like having a dad you don't understand. Yeah, it's not easy, but real men.
Parents just don't understand.
I know. So, children just don't understand. All right, guys. So after that, I mean, like the third act kind of is jumbled in my mind because a lot of stuff happens in the last like 20 minutes of that flick.
Hey, also Dana Ashbrook from Twin Peaks as the gun salesman. I just remember that.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
And a good job too. Like
there's that, and then there's that one section where Lance Guest shows up, and who at the time we don't know he's Lance Guest, dressed up as the town elder from Hot Fuzz.
Right, in the black robe.
Yes. And then it turns out he's doing all this for religious reasons.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, which I think is kind of a neat. I mean, if it were a bigger budget movie, they would definitely explore that. Like he would figure that out somehow. It's kind of like, it's not tacked on at the end, but it's definitely like something that's not totally brought up in a narrative way that makes a lot of sense. It's sort of like, oh, okay, so that's why. I mean, that's kind of the reaction I had. Right. Rather than, oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's just like, oh, okay, I get it. But I liked it. I mean, for me, it could have just been, he was bitten, he's a werewolf, that's it. Like, I would be okay with that. But the fact that they add something to it, I kind of actually liked that. It's like, oh, there's another little angle to it.
Once bitten, twice shy.
Yep. That's pretty, I can't even think of the band Great White now without cringing because of...
Yeah. The deaths?
Yeah, the 100 people who died or whatever. Was it that many? Was it 100 people? It was a lot of people, right?
When you play Grand Theft Auto 5 and you fly the blimp, or you're like, oh, the Hindenburg.
No, but if you flew the blimp and they also were like, it catches on fire, I'd be like, that's like the blimp. So...
Well, Great White doesn't burn hundreds of fans every show they play.
Yeah, but that's the big thing.
But they did it once.
Yeah, they have the one. I think that's enough.
Doesn't everyone just gets one, don't they?
No. That's like, oh, okay.
Well, all right.
I couldn't think of a. Oh, Ted Bundy was a politician too. He didn't just kill 35 people. He was also a lawyer and a politician.
We all mess up sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, the last 20 minutes a lot happened. So I don't remember the exact events though. Like, is that necessary for us to be able to understand the end of the movie to like talk about event for event?
Up
100 fatalities. That's
it was 100 people. Like, it was a lot of people
incredible.
who died.
Tom Noonan shows up, and he's obviously very tired of Lance Guest's shit. He's like, oh, God, this guy again.
Well, wouldn't you be like, he's kind of a preening asshole, right? Like, you can disrespect whatever you want, but don't disrespect
Father Roger.
Yeah, Father Roger. So, it's fine. I mean...
Was he building an army? What was his point with biting all the old people?
Oh,
that's a good point. I don't know.
I didn't expect that
to.
I thought he was like, "Oh, I've got this guy I'm going to beat, so I need people on my side. So I'm going to contaminate all these old people." And then it never went there.
You know, I don't really know. Like, I know that. Yeah,
he's like, I have to do this. He's like, came in and said, I really
don't either.
Where this going.
I want you to know that when I kill you, it's out of love.
I thought it was just that he was about to turn and was like feeding on people, but I guess he just bit them and left them, and then they turned. I don't know. That's a good point.
Thrice bitten, twice shy.
But that was the problem. That was the problem I had with that sequence. Is that's what it seemed like it was trying to do, and that would make logical sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't for sustenance. I mean, he'd eaten. I mean, it just didn't make sense. It was weird, and I would have bought that. I love the idea. I'm thinking this old person werewolf army that he was going to take against Damici's character. I thought that's where we were going to be in that climax. I was like, that's going to be kind of cool. But then
one of them wasn't there a naked body outside at one point when Ethan Embry shows up? Wasn't one of the werewolves changed back into a
and one of the other ones was changing back too.
And one of them had dried up old lady boobies. So maybe it was the old people.
No, it definitely was.
Okay.
So he's attacked by multiple ones, and it just wasn't that clear.
I think what was confusing me was it's called Lone Night of the Night of the Lone Wolf and Three Wolves.
I'm so glad they didn't go with that title. That's so bad.
I mean, that makes sense now, but it's like, like they said, it was so unclearly done at the end, I guess.
Yeah, no, it is like, I also don't I mean, it doesn't seem like the move he would make, because he does seem to be somewhat troubled by it, because he says like I tried to go kill, because unless I'm like, I might have misheard it, but I thought he went to go try to kill a werewolf, but ended up getting bitten himself and then turned into a werewolf too.
Yeah, well, he went hunting, and before he could kill him, he got attacked. That's his story, at least.
So he feels like, I mean, I don't know how much we can believe this guy, but just on his word, he tried to, he's trying to fight against it at least. I don't know.
I tried.
Well, you sound a lot less, sympathetic there, because you're just like, but he seemed like he really cared. I don't know.
It did.
Because Tom Noonan was all like, I believe you. Why wouldn't I?
But he didn't. He believed that. That's what Tom Noonan was like. Yeah, it's like, I believe you believe that's true.
Such a priest move to do that.
I'll call no one of my father who's no closer than a stranger. Listen, do you think that when women turn into werewolves, they grow 10 nipples?
Do you say werewolves?
He does.
Werewolf. Say it.
Werewolf.
Werewolf.
Whatever.
Do you say werewolf? It's fine. No, I'm not saying it's different. I'm just saying.
I guess I do. Anything else you got to hammer on me tonight about?
I noticed that earlier.
Werewolf. No, I like it. It's actually kind of interesting. Werewolf. I kind of want to change how I say it now.
Nice try.
Werewolf. I believe you believe that, Tyler.
I really want to wear something like that now too. They're just strange. I like
Sansible everyone pants look good.
Everyone I know says werewolf, not werewolf. I like that though. It's different.
Well, everyone you know says ant.
True.
Except Brian.
That's not helping my case. You're supposed to be helping me, Drew. You're supposed to have my back.
I think we know what this means, this podcast.
I was just saying that I was just proving that Brian does say things different. I think it's because he's from the North.
He's a Yank.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a little more liberal.
We're just the back. We don't even know what these. We're just talking. We don't know who we're talking to or why. We're just dumb Southerners.
Well, I know there are werewolves out there, and they're dangerous.
Foghorn Leghorn has joined the podcast.
Oh, get my
I see.
I really like the movie. I mean, I don't know how much left I have to say. Like, he fights. He has his Charlie Bronson moment at the end, and he
puts on his dress blues and kills some werewolves.
He's fucking awesome. The end of the movie was great, I thought. Like, down to the moment where he's just sitting there, rocking in the chair, and Ethan Embry's character shows up, and closes his eyes. Like, it's kind of a stereotype, but that character was so badass.
Yeah.
He got to die sitting up.
When did he leave the message? When did he leave that message for Ethan Embry?
He called.
He called him.
Yeah.
He called and left a message.
We didn't see the scene where he left it. We found that out. We found that out later. But
it's his Uncle Ben moment.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked that as the ending thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm glad we didn't go with a ridiculous scare at the end. I don't know if the shooting the one gun salute was.
I liked it. I thought it was a nice. I think these speeches in independent films often are cringeworthy to listen to, but I thought this one was fairly well written. So I was happy that it was melodramatic to a small degree, but it wasn't like overly like it wasn't way too melodramatic. So it definitely was a little melodramatic, but it wasn't overly melodramatic. Which I liked.
No, I liked it. I liked that as the kind of his coup de grace, his last word. I enjoyed that.
It's a really well done, sort of like small in scope horror movie. Like, it doesn't aspire to be anything more than what it is. Like, it is well contained. It is like lovingly crafted. It is well paced. Like, there is no fat on this film. It is really well done, and at an hour and 36 minutes, it's the perfect length too. Like, it's just a really good, well done, solid horror movie, and it doesn't like demean itself to do like a bunch of crazy things to get an audience. Like, it just is a solid, well thought out movie, and that's the thing I love about it. It's just like, it's like when you read a really great piece of genre fiction that's not like overly like sensationalized or anything like that. It's just good and solid and paced right and just awesome. Like, this felt like that.
I would recommend James Newman then to you.
Okay.
His books, The Wicked and Ugliest Sin and Animosity, kind of fit the bill on that too. It's just like perfect genre fiction. Yeah,
James really Newman, N-E-W or N-E-U?
N-E-W.
Okay.
New man.
New man. He's a new man. I might be a new man for reading his stuff. So
yeah, I really like The Wicked, and Animosity is really awesome too.
Brian, do you have anything to add sort of at the end? Like, what's your overall take on the movie?
He's mad.
Obviously, I pronounce things incorrectly and watch old films. So
Were you like Googling the pronunciation of werewolf?
No, I wasn't.
Werewolf.
I was sending out all sorts of horrible tweets.
He didn't, unless he's blocked me.
I did. I quickly did that.
Hey guys, I just watched Avatar. I really love the magical 3D world.
He saw Avatar first weekend. I saw that with him.
Slowpoke, the Pokemon. That's what I am. Hey, have you guys seen this new movie Titanic?
It's like Jim Gaffigan's bit about Heat. You know,
I really love Jackie Brown. It might be my.
I'd still talk about that movie. I think not enough people have talked about Jackie Brown.
That Michael Keaton really deserves an Academy Award.
Or it's like when people talk about an Academy Award winning movie from like 4 years ago. We're like, what I just saw was blah, like whatever one.
The Hurt Locker.
Yeah, I just saw The Hurt Locker. Have you seen that movie? If I had said
that, I would understand the comment of like you had just seen it, but I didn't say like, what film I just saw? Inside Man. What a great movie.
We'll talk about this off air. We don't need to subject all of the public to our.
Once we're off air.
He's just going to hang up.
He's just going to hang up.
I know. It's just going to be click. But I
enjoy late phases. I enjoy Bogliano.
Yeah, his movies. I mean, this stylistically, this is way different from Here Comes the Devil.
I didn't think about that movie once while watching it.
Do what, Brian?
Less car finger bangs.
Yeah, like less weird public displays of sexuality in this film, for sure.
Very
which would have been very out of place in this. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, you know, old
those
people.
Those retirement homes are like
do it. Yeah, like why not?
I can't I can't see you're attractive, but I can smell that you want me.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, so I
can smell your heat.
I'm looking for what Bogliano does next. I think this dude's got a future.
Yeah,
I just wonder if it's when he's directing other people's stuff.
It has to be like
not his own.
I think like who do we talk about all the time that does well with scripts that other people wrote, but he shouldn't write his own stuff? I can't think of who it is, but
Kevin Smith.
I don't know.
What?
Maybe
I said Kevin Smith, but that was a joke.
I've often said that M. Night Shyamalan, not that he shouldn't write his own stuff, but he should use someone else's source material.
Yeah.
I've often said that. I like that. I've often said that. I mention that on a daily basis.
Yeah,
every podcast.
Every time I talk to you, he's like, "Hey, you know who should direct Gone Girl? M. Night Shyamalan."
I mean, seriously, if you give him someone else's material, he's great.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Drew as Woody Allen on M. Night Shyamalan.
You know what? You know what? I recently, I agree.
Annie Hall.
I recently saw The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and I have to say that Brad Pitt's acting, a treat, just a treat,
top notch.
Oh my God! Well, that's all I have on the movie, man. I think go see it. Nick Damici deserves some form of like independent award for his acting. I thought it was fantastic, and this movie was really well done.
I think Ethan has the most serious face of anyone acting today. At the end, he looks so.
I know.
I was like, Jesus Christ! Come on, give this guy a hug.
I know he was either bound to be an actor or a serial killer. I know.
She may get her wish.
She might. Shh. Tease. All right.
I just want to see Damici in more stuff and bigger stuff. I'd like to see somebody. I want to see somebody with some clout. Like he's got like in his corner. He obviously has Jim Mickle at this point, but I don't know if he's strong enough yet. And I would like to see someone. Let's just see one of those big guys who like to bring these small actors in. Yeah. And I mean, Tarantino is probably too big to think of there, but even Kevin Smith could. I mean, look what he's done with Michael Parks.
I heard Sheryl Crow came up to him and said, "Are you strong enough to be my man?"
You can't hear me shaking my head, but that's what I'm doing. It's good. That's a good poll.
So I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know who it would be that would accomplish that. But I feel like I'd like to see someone, bring him into the limelight a bit more, maybe.
Yeah, totally.
In the limelight, the universal fee. God, I'm sorry.
I know. I love it. Keep going. Like, what's the next line?
For those who wish to be must put aside the alienation. Get on with the fascination, the real relation, the underlying dream.
Thank you.
Woo!
Crush, ladies and gentlemen. I had to fold my hands together so I didn't air drum during that.
Good.
Or bad. I think you should have air drummed.
No.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
All right. So
go see Late Phases, Night of the Lone Wolf.
Where is it that you're going to go see? I mean, is it on VOD?
Oh,
it's VOD.
It's VOD. It's on VOD. Right?
Yeah. And after you finish that, make sure if you haven't seen Inside Man, please see Inside Man.
Is that on Netflix, Brian?
No. I don't know. It may be, but it was on HBO.
So check out the HBO Go app.
Check your listings on your local
check HBO. The HBO Go app.
Let me know how.
Please tweet at us if you hear this. Yeah, tell us what your thoughts on Inside Man.
Yeah,
I think we need to do an Inside Man episode.
I've added our personal email, our Twitter addresses, so you can go tweet us there.
Awesome, great. Yeah, I say see the movie, and if you can, please tweet at us and let us know what you think of Inside Man.
Brian really wants to
know. Late Phases. Thanks for listening. I'm Brian.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Drew.
See you next time.
Werewolf.
All right. I'm going to turn this